It's an historic day in the United States. Right now, the Supreme Court is asking questions and hearing arguments over the right of gay and lesbian couples to marry. 24-Hour News 8 has a crew in Washington covering marriage in America. And joining us on the phone right now, one of our producers that is standing by in Washington, D.C., Danny Hopkins. Danny, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello, Sue.
Hi. Tell us where you are right now in position to the Supreme Court and what you're seeing.
We're actually on the steps of the Supreme Court right now, looking down. At the bottom of the steps, there's kind of dueling events right now. On the left, there's a group of people that are anti-gay marriage. Speakers keep coming up on both sides. And on the right, there's a pro-gay marriage speakers that keep coming up, and this is just full of people. That they're just loud, they're energetic, and the type of energy you'd expect from a historic moment like this.
I was wondering, so a lot of cheering, a lot of people that are sort of chanting, saying different sides, but for the most part, no problems or anything like that.
There has not been any. I mean, there's officers out here, as there always are on the steps of the Supreme Court, just to make sure no one's running up towards the doors. But as far as I know, there have been no issues with that would need law enforcement.
No. Brian Sterling is inside the courtroom right now, inside the Supreme Court. What are you hearing about what's going on inside?
Not much, really. Here, that people can trickle out here and there that have listened to a bit of the oral arguments. I talked to a young man from American University. He's actually from Missouri. He listened to a little bit of them and came out and told me about. He said 5 of the justices were kind of leaning towards the pro side, including Kennedy, who is conventional wisdom would say he's the one that would swing with the 4 liberal justices to judge for gay marriage. He also said there was a minor outburst inside the courtroom that somebody stood up and yelled a bunch of things. I don't know the specifics on the outburst. I do know that it did stall. He did say that it stalled proceedings for maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay. So we haven't heard the details of that. I'm sure we'll hear more when Brian Sterling gets out of the courtroom, but that's interesting. So that was somebody that was in there listening to the proceedings that came out that you talked to.
Yes, I didn't see anybody. Yes. They kind of trickle out here and there every few minutes, but here in the next, we're hoping it's supposed to last 2.5 hours. It started at 10, so it's a wrap up about 12:30. We don't know if they're on time, they're not on time. But following that, the plaintiffs in the case and the lawyers on the other side will all come out and kind of talk about sort of what happened inside. Brian will come out as well, and we'll have that all for you 5, 6, 10, and 11.
Okay. Danny, thank you so much for taking the time and talking with us live from Washington, D.C. tonight on the steps of the Supreme Court. Danny will be checking back in with you and Brian Sterling later today. Well, the road to the Supreme Court for same-sex marriage here in Michigan goes back more than 10 years. It was in 2004 that Michigan voted to ban gay marriage. In 2012, a lawsuit was filed challenging that ban. Just last year, a judge ruled the ban unconstitutional, but then a circuit court upheld the ban. Our coverage of marriage in America is just getting started. We'll have more coverage and reaction on this historic case coming up in our next half hour. And you can always stay connected by following Brian Sterling on Twitter. The Michigan